Welcome to episode 202 of the Inside Byte. I'm here with Tim Schaefer. I'm here with co-hosts Rudy and Eddie. How you doing this week?
Yo. Feeling good, doing great. Actually, this doesn't really affect you guys, but at least I don't think it does. But we have this freaking crazy storm headed our way this weekend. They're talking about it like it's going to be some historic, the great snowstorm of 2026 or something like that.
Like a blizzard?
Yeah.
We're getting the coldest we've ever gotten before that, at least the last 50 years or something, because starting Monday, that whole week, it's like freezing temperatures for us. And we've never had like that long of a stretch.
Did it snow? Did it snow over in Milton
yes.
last
like
weekend?
2 or 3 days ago. So now this is year 2 of 2.
Two in a row.
Wow.
2 in a row. And
it wasn't nowhere near like it was last year, but it was some snow.
But it did snow.
Yeah.
And that never happens. So something is clearly actually changed in the climate. I don't care what anyone says.
The second time in a row you guys got snow and you hadn't gotten it for how long
for
before
decades,
that?
like 30, 40, 50.
Crap.
Well, okay, it snowed when I was real little, so it'd be like 91, 92, somewhere in that camp,
That's
early
crazy.
90s. It snowed like 2 or 3 inches. So
yeah.
You're talking like 30 years of no snow and it go back to back. Something is...
Yeah, that's irrefutable proof that
Yes.
I mean, no one can deny something's changing, right?
It's the from this, it's the what's causing it is that the Arctic, like the Arctic air is dipping lower than it ever has previously. And it's starting to become it's starting to be at least 2 years in a row anyway. It's starting to be consistent. But yeah, it's not like, dude, this is Florida. I don't know if you won't be able to see it. Anyway, it's a boat filled with snow, filled. We got like 8 inches here, and it stayed for like
That's
2 or 3
freaking
days.
Crazy, man. Yeah. So we've been getting hit. Last few weeks. A decent amount of snow here and there, whatever. But this weekend, they're saying. Actually, I want to see what the most recent report is. They're saying that Sunday into Monday is supposed to be like some crazy 10 to 20 inches, like multiple feet of snow. And, don't leave your house, get all the materials you can, and blah, 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 so I don't know, man. It's supposed to be pretty crazy. So we'll see.
You got a fireplace?
So I do, but it's not operational yet.
Oh, okay.
And I have
get on it.
My house runs on an electric heat pump, so hopefully the power does not go out because I would be really screwed.
Yeah.
So let's hope that doesn't happen. I don't think the power will go out, but yeah. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. That would suck. Now, the worst part of this all is I'm supposed to be going to this bachelor party this weekend, but they're like, it's like a snowboarding trip or whatever, which, FYI, I'm not a snowboarder at all. Okay.
Have you ever been?
I've been one time. I learned some basics. I fell probably 100 times plus that day.
I've been skiing, but I've never been snowboarding.
Snowboarding, in my opinion, is freaking way harder. God, I had such a hard time.
Yeah, you only got 1 point of contact versus 3 points or 4 points of contact.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I think I would like it more because I can skateboard, but I don't know how different it actually is.
You know what it is about skateboarding? I think that's different. It's like when you're skateboarding, you're at least facing forward. Versus snowboarding, you have to be sideways. Yeah. The thing that kept happening to me when I was snowboarding was I was kind of getting the hang of it a bit, but my buddy kept telling me, like, with your, I'm facing to the left, and he'd be like, hey, with your right leg, you kind of lean with it, right? Like, you lean forward, you lean back, and then that way you can kind of get, like, a rhythm, right? Okay, so I'm doing it, and then at one point I was feeling pretty good. Oh, my God, I'm doing it. I'm going down the hill. I'm going left, right, and then I'm like, I'm doing it, and then I go to, like, take a little sharp turn, and boom, then I go flying back, and I freaking wham my head and my back on the floor. I was like, oh, God, that hurts so bad. And I'll never forget, in that moment, some dude rolls up. He flies down next to me. He, like, turns real sharp, smooth. All the snow kicks up. He, like, brushes his hair back. What's up, dude? You okay? I'm like, I'll never forget that guy. I'm like, screw you, buddy. Like, he rolls up all cool, You know when, like, you're roller skating and the guy, like backwards skates next to you.
Yeah.
What's up, man? You okay? How you doing? One of those guys. I was like, get the hell out of my face, man.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. So anyway, so we have a trip this weekend and it's in this mountain called Hunter Mountain. It's like this really famous big mountain in New York. Everyone goes snowboarding there, and it's from Friday to Sunday. So we had planned this for a long time, and I'm like thinking about it now. I'm like, I don't really feel comfortable being there Sunday morning. It's supposed to start snowing at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So, or I think it's 6 or 7, maybe something like that. I'm about to get up at like 5 a.m. and just start driving home. I'm an hour and a half from there. So I'm like, I don't care what my friends say about me. I don't really care at all. I'm not trying to get stuck in this snowstorm with a car. I don't have an SUV. I have just a normal car. So
Dang,
I think I might just do that because nothing worse than getting caught in a snowstorm, you know? So
you're risking it just driving on the day of.
Like, I know. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Because what if it like comes down hard and you're like on the interstate?
God,
and then you're buried in on the interstate, dude. Like,
I don't even want to think about that. Jesus. But yeah,
it starts getting bad. Just pull over.
Pull over somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, try to get a hotel room or something.
No, you're absolutely right. I really hope that doesn't happen, but that's why I'm going to try to get up at like the crack of dawn. Like freaking, I might even set my alarm earlier, honestly, like 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah, seriously. Just tell them like, hey man, I'm not trying to get stranded out.
Oh, I don't care what anyone says. I'm like, I'll be the party pooper. I really don't care, man. I might even just, when we're done with the night on Saturday night, if it's like 1 a.m. or something, I might just be like, I'm about to just drive home now.
Yeah.
Not even sleep, you know? So
one more major thing that took place weather-wise was the storms coming in. We used to get hit by like 2, 3, 4 hurricanes a year, most of them being just kind of whatever, and then maybe with like one major one every like 2 years, something like that. We haven't had a big hurricane in a long time.
Yep.
So like that's another thing to remember.
Since 2020, I think was the last one we had that hit us in Pensacola.
But that never happens. We never go that long without at least a decent storm hitting.
Yeah. I miss it, dude. I love hurricanes, man. If it's too big, you just drive away, and if it's like a 3 or under, I'll stay. But if it's like a 4 or 5, dude.
I've stayed on all of them. I've definitely regretted that like 2 or 3 different times because you're no power, no water for like days, if not weeks.
Yeah, like Ivan. That wasn't a direct. I was in Crestview at the time. That wasn't a direct hit, but we stayed. And dude, like the tree, we had a bunch of pine trees. The branches were just slamming our roof all night, dude. Like it was seriously. You don't know if the next one that hit is going to be a whole fucking tree coming through. Like that's how loud it was. And I was just like, dude, never. My dad's like, well, fuck that shit. The next time one came, we drove to. So it was coming to Pensacola. We left. We went down to St. Johns River, which is like Central Florida. Took a nap. Turned around, came back, and it was just fucking wasteland when we got back. But for us, it was like pretty much sunshine the whole time. Like we never saw nothing. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get into the news, we want to talk on Nintendo. Basically, before we started recording, Rudy was just like, man, I really can't afford to just not have a handheld system anymore. I'm just playing it so much because it's a handheld and all that, which I totally get and do the same thing. But then it starts the discussion of, well, what does Nintendo do next? Let's say, so, you know, it's 3 or 4 or 5 years removed from now, however long, and they need to like start working on the next system. I just don't see them doing a Nintendo Switch 3. I understand a sequel of all things is very, very rare. Much less just like doing it a third time. I just don't see it. So what do they do? You know,
I think you're right.
Do they go back to the 2 branches? I hope so. But it would suck if they just went the branch of like, well, we're actually gonna make like a high-end gaming console, and then that be it. And if they do that, now that's all anyone's doing, and we've kind of already been bored of that.
We've already been done. We've been down that road.
20 years of this, and we're kind of, I feel a lot of people are kind of over it, of like, oh, here's the next system, and maybe we can leverage like AI upscaling or something, but there's hardly any differences between, you know, a PS4 and a PS5. on the grand scheme of things, obviously frame rate's better and visuals can look better, perform blah 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 blah. But obviously, if you looked at a PS1 to a PS2 or a PS2 to a PS3, these are huge leaps that just aren't happening anymore, and it's starting to get like stagnant and like gaming. So I kind of feel like Nintendo are usually people would be like, okay, well, let's do motion control and stick with like old hardware and do something different. Let's do a Virtual Boy, even though that totally fails, at least in trying to think outside the box, and they're pretty good at that. So that's what I hope. I hope next console we just get something crazy out there, and whether it works or not, I just want to see somebody attempting something that's outside the norm. But if it's not that, dude, at least just give us a handheld. Even if you do a handheld and an actual console and they're two separate things, or you do a Switch 3. I just think Switch 3 I just can't see them doing that. So I don't know where they do go from here.
Okay, so I get what you're saying, right? So on one hand, I'm like, well, I think it would be dumb not to have another handheld because of the incredible success the last two have had, right? I'd be like, that'd be like shooting yourself in the foot on one hand. On the other hand, they don't want to lose their identity of doing something, different and out there, which, to be fair, they have done again. But then at the same time, it's not that different because you already did that, right? So it's almost.
I also want to point out DS. That's a huge nobody. That's like the first smartphomes. That's like
I almost wish
I heard the DS was going like. I heard the 3DS is like going through the roof cost resale.
Oh,
it's.
I'm so glad I have mine.
I still have mine too. So I remember, even the 3D. God, that feature alone was so freaking cool.
Glasses free 3D.
But I almost wonder if they could add something new to the handheld gimmick idea, or some sort of variation of it, and still do another handheld, right? And then maybe it's not called the Switch, but maybe something different. But the handheld concept, I think they have to hold on to that, because man, that's such a huge seller of it. It's such a huge component of it. I feel like they can't let that go. I've been playing the most recent game I've been playing, which I'll talk about later, almost exclusively on the Switch. I don't think I've played on the TV once, because I just prefer to play it on the Switch.
Yeah, it's nice to just, chill on the couch and play whatever, be able to sit next to others while they watch whatever on TV. It's a very family-friendly, not in the manner of the games, which could be as well, but it's more of just like, it's easy to be social with it.
So easy. It's so nice.
Like stuck at a desk with headphones on, or even a console. You're taking over the TV and you're trying to get immersed. You're not really. Switch makes it very easy to be able to just people are over, or just family sitting around you, and it being you not having to isolate yourself so often to play a game. And so it works for me a lot in really good ways because of that alone.
So we gave our opinion. Now, what do you think they will do? What do you think the reality is? What do you think will actually happen, knowing Nintendo? Because they did the Switch 2, and a lot of people didn't think... Because
even the Nintendo 64, that was them trying to think of an analog stick, because that wasn't a thing.
Right.
Before, and trying to do like 3D movement. Nintendo, many, many times, has done something completely different, trying to just, what else can we do with gaming? So, if they don't do that again the next time, are they going to go 3 Switches? I don't see it. My bet isn't there. I would put my cards on it just being something we haven't seen before. But I know that's really hard for our minds to what the hell would that be? Yeah. But that was the case in the past.
Would you get it if they were like, we're selling this chip, you can get it installed in your brain, and then
you just think it, and it just
only costs $40 a year membership.
You can tap into your visual, scent, smell, taste, touch.
WarioWare, you smell poop. Oh man! All right, well, I guess it'll be a little while until we find out. So
I'm surprised that the Switch is still selling for like what it came out at $449 because the RAM costs have gone through the roof. And I don't see how. I guess
that's way like they've already bought everything. They're in warehouses. They're selling out. Yeah. Now in about a year, I'm assuming where they would run dry. And in the moment, if they want to keep making for the year coming up, how do they prep for that? And that's the big question for anybody. How is anybody prepping systems right now to sell in the future?
No, I mean the console or computer builders like the Cyber Powers and all them, they're selling systems without RAM right now. You can buy the system. Now you can buy it with RAM too, but you're talking like an extra $300
you're gonna pay
$300 for 32 gigs.
That's $200 for something you used to be able to spend for like $50.
That's
yeah. RAM it's insane. It's gonna end up killing the whole home PC.
And if I understand it right, it's people back ordering. Like all these companies have ordered X, Y, and Z. It's not even actually made. It's got to get made so that it could even get sold to the people who technically bought it. So it's going to be a while before they would even begin to catch up on orders, much less anybody make anything new.
You can get it, but you're going to pay through the nose. Like if you go to Newegg or Amazon, like the RAM is still, you can get it. It's just
Nintendo's not going to pay $300 where they could pay $60.
I don't think they're going to have to raise the cost because so one of the big things is Micron, one of the largest manufacturers of RAM, they just completely left the business. They only provide for AI data centers now. And then AI, the data centers, and they're buying up everything else. So there's such a huge squeeze, there's such a high demand that there's not going to be no special case like, oh, we're going to cut you a deal. It's freaking you have to compete with these data centers that are buying it by the truckloads, like literal truckloads. So I don't know if it's going to come down. It's with Micron leaving, dude. That was just a huge. That sucks. That really sucks because you're talking.
Because what's the alternative of these people selling these systems? They can't be like, oh, we're just not going to sell at all. We'll put a hold on sales. If anything, they would sell and now just be $200 or $300 more.
Yeah. So the worst part of it is there's no like, unless there's an AI crash. If there's if the AI bubble burst,
which looks like it actually is like kind of happening. So Microsoft is a good example of this outside of OpenAI because I saw that too. There's a few things, but Copilots, Microsoft put out a statement. It was a few days ago of like, long story short, almost like whining, wishing people used it more. It's like, this business ain't going to sustain if people don't use it. You really should use it because of X, Y, and Z reasons. And it's like, bro, if you're out there trying to convince people they clearly don't want to use it. So
no, everybody's trying to get out front, and so they're way overextending themselves. And now when the use just ain't there, the money's not there. Not necessarily the use. Like people,
I saw deals where companies they basically sent surveys out to different companies of like your AI interest, and compared to the year before, compared to last year, it dropped from like 25 to like I think it's like 12% or something like that. It dropped dramatically over the last year of people, even companies interested in investing in it. So
and like if you pay for it, it's not like it does.
What does it even do? It's a lot of promise. And
you would have to be brain dead to put mission critical systems onto AI management.
Why? So it can ask you like some weird hypothetical opinion on something that.
Yeah.
Why are you asking opinions AI anyway?
There was one guy who set it up and it was managing something like configuration file, like his network, and it just deleted the whole thing. It deleted the whole configuration file. And then when he was asking it, like, why did you do that? It was like it wouldn't admit that it had done that. It was evading. And it's like,
have you solved the strawberry bit? They finally fixed it, but there was a long period of time.
How many R's are in strawberry? How many D's are in Diddy? And he's like, there's two D's. There's two D's in Diddy.
Yeah.
He's like, spell it for me.
And,
like, spell it for me. He's like, D-I-D-D-Y. He's like, okay, so there's three. He's like, I know it sounds that way, but there's two. There's only two. And it's like,
we can agree to disagree kind of comments. And it's like, no, there's only one answer here. So, yeah, I mean, they're still in that stage. Even if it develops past that, that's not the point. The point is, like, now it's just going to be the next thing that's just a little more complicated. Strawberry's basic. You're like, what if it gets hypercritical, important information now completely messed up or ruined because it thought it was doing the right thing?
It has to be supervised. It has to be supervised. And then you have to go over it. And at that point...
Now you're hiring people to supervise the AI, where you could just bunt that out, not have the supervision for it, and then just have the person work it.
Yeah. No, they're I think it's gonna pop. Now, the .com bubble, it popped, and we still have, like, it did ultimately end up in the same place. It just wasn't the whole crazy rapid growth. So I think AI is here to stay in some way, shape, or form, but
it's not the highs that they want it to be. And
it ain't going to sustain 4 major models and, this one will do this for you and this, no. And
this is going to be a cool tool in 10 or 15 years. You're playing a game or you're watching a movie and you can be like, you can pause here, who's that actor? And then it'll repeat back who it is. Stuff like that is going to be the case, but I can't see any, like, workforce use of anything of any great importance. You know, it's all going to be small, like, convenient stuff. And that's how
I'm sure we'll be giving orders to AI through, like, McDonald's and shit like that. But that's not the end of the world.
But that's easy. That's basic stuff. Like,
you're not going to be doing nothing like major, nothing in medical. Now, I've heard that they do. It does a really good job at, like, analyzing like X-ray, CT scans and stuff like that. That's like one of its biggest strong suits. But you still have to have the guy come back behind and confirm it. So it saves on time to where he can take a higher caseload.
Yeah, let's say it gets one tiny thing wrong, nobody looks it over good enough, and now somebody's life's on the line. And
they're getting surgery.
Oh, my bad. They get sued because AI got a part of the wrong. Because what can they... I mean, let's say that hypothetical took place. Somebody's, like, about to go into surgery. They run over the charts AI. Somebody just looks at it, confirms, okay, yeah, this looks correct. Let's do this course of action. It ends up being highly wrong, kills the person. Does anyone outside of the hospital system even know that took place, though? You know, that's the big problem. Is like, how can somebody get in trouble for something when it's all kept, like, under wraps in their own system?
Yeah,
how is the patient end gonna even know that it was AI's fault?
Yeah, they won't. They won't until it'd have to be something that really egregious, and then even then, I doubt they would admit that the hospital ain't going to say, "Oh, well, we were relying on AI," because they don't want to get sued.
The person's going to have to be somebody of really high stature.
Yeah, and it's like, how did this happen? This is a botch. Yeah. This is a bot, like a clear botch.
Mm-hmm,
but but it's fucking up the world.
Dude, I'm a hater. I'm gonna stay that way, for sure. But let's roll into the news. This first one here, pretty interesting stuff that everyone saw from a mile away. But Ubisoft cancels Prince of Persia Remake and 5 other games as part of a major organizational reset. What's funny is I was just talking about this like 2 weeks ago with like a friend at work, and was just like, because he was talking about Ubisoft. I mean, they're big enough, they're going good, and I'm like, actually, it's been really rough recently, and I don't think they're going to be around much longer. And then we get this, and I'm like, yeah. Because you hear a lot of the underlying stuff of like whatever happened with this game, that game, but to see it on like a broad scope, because they actually have to mention it with their shareholders and stuff. So Ubisoft is canceling 6 games in development, including its troubled remake of Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. The publisher is also delaying 6 other games in its development pipeline. As reported by Video Game Chronicle, Ubisoft held a call with select media to announce it is undergoing a major organizational, operational, and portfolio reset. It plans to accomplish this via 3 pillars: new operating model, a refocused portfolio with a meaningful revised 3-year roadmap, and the right sizing of the organization.
They're going to be laying people off.
Yes. Yeah. Ubisoft's strategy decision to undertake this major reset is driven by the continued shift towards a persistently more selective AAA market and increasing competitive shooter landscape, combined with the growing challenge for publishers to create brands in a context of higher costs. Nevertheless, when successful, exceptional AAA content has more financial potential than ever. While last year's progress with its production process has translated into improved levels of quality for Ubisoft games in 2025, today's market environment requires that the group step changes how it's organized and operates with the view to deliver an exceptional games quality at more competitive costs. So here's what, and I want to get to this last thing because it's going to be even more cringe, but stopping here, this is the worst strategy ever. They're saying, "Oh, we're really tight right now. Things are falling through. We're having to cancel things left and right." You know what our focus should be? Making sure we just make the best AAA stuff. Because
I thought they were doing quadruple A. I guess they gave up on that.
You're gonna dump all your money that you have, which you don't even have much of, and you're going to throw them into AAA projects and just cross your fingers and hope they pay off. And you're Ubisoft of all things, and people already just like get a gross taste in their mouth just hearing your name. It was like, what are you going to come out as AAA? Far Cry? Sorry, that's not AAA anymore. And it doesn't really like, it sells a lot if it's $10 a pop. Like, anytime, like, after, like, 6 months, those things are, like, half off because they don't sell. And then they start getting a ton of sales because people are buying at, like, 10, 15, 20 bucks. But it's not making them money. Nobody's, like, buying in-game stuff in Far Cry or something. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, I mean, what do they even have? Like, For Honor, you have, like, maybe a few hundred players or something at this point. And then you have, like, Rainbow Six Siege,
I think, would be
their biggest thing. And it's, like, a few thousand players. But it's that's not making them a lot of money though. That's just sustaining that game so they don't close it.
How old is that game now? It's old.
Yeah.
But maybe they come out with a new, like if
they tried to come out with a new one and it bombed. Remember what was it called? It was all yellow.
Yeah.
Started with an E, and that was like literally the follow up to it.
Yeah,
and it bombed.
Yeah. That's like a Metal Gear. What's the one they came out with after 5?
Yeah, Survive.
That's what that reminds me of. It's like it's the asset flip. It's like nothing's different.
So they've already tried that. I mean, I guess they could try again, but
they have to start from the ground floor. They need to, they need to make it something special. I don't know. Ubisoft, as far as their IPs go, I mean, AAA, what do they have?
So they're going to be even more selective in making sure they're picking the best picks for AAA games, and they're going to pour all the remaining stuff into that and not be dumb anymore by making a thing. If I was them, maybe have like one, like maybe we can focus on one AAA and then just have like a bunch of like mid games in terms of budget, and then if one just happens to like pop off and like sell a bunch, then cool. Because technically, let's say Hollow Knight Silksong, it's $20, but how many millions of copies did that thing sell? You know, like
they need to do a Splinter Cell and then a Rayman, like Rayman type games, 2D exactly. Rayman.
They can't put all of their focus into AAA, and then because I don't even know what would pop off. So one, they're making a huge mistake there, I feel. And then so here's the bigger mistake. So this new operating model will center on 5 creative houses, each responsible for various Ubisoft IPs and possessing experience and distinct genres, including its new subsidiary Vantage Studios. This simplified structure is designed to facilitate execution of the company's strategy to focus more on open world adventures and GaaS native experiences supported by targeted investments, deeper specialization, and cutting-edge technology, including acceleration investments behind player-facing generative AI. This new organizational structure will begin in early April. So, there are two plans. Oh, we're going to pour a bunch into a AAA game, and that's how we're going to come back as a company. Oh, and we're going to integrate more AI. And
what is player-facing generative AI?
They're meaning like stuff you're literally seeing as you're playing, not like behind-the-scenes stuff.
Has nothing to do with the game, but like
not like upscaling AI, or not like maybe cloud systems of like generating textures or whatever the case may be, where AI could help in the background. They're talking about, yes, what you're saying, something of like, oh, a voice actor is going to be AI. Graphics you're going to be seeing in front of you are going to be AI. Maybe the quests are written in AI, stuff like that.
Maybe do the AI is AI. Maybe that'd be a good place to start. I mean, I think that's like where you have the best, it's never the same. They always react differently. That would be cool. But no,
so accelerating investments behind player-facing AI and putting more focus into AAA games. And that is Ubisoft's plan after they canceled 6 games, and this is going to be what saves them. This is horseshit.
Jeez.
Man, if they did, do you know if Prince of Persia, was it going to be like the 3D one or the old?
Yeah, remake of the 3D one, the Sands of Time. That was the one that was like PS2, Xbox, GameCube.
It was badass when it first came out.
Yeah, it was
what
great.
Are they going to do to make it?
That project, this is the second time it went under. Like, it already went under with some smaller team, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna bring it to a bigger team, and we're gonna start from scratch and rework it again, this remake. And then it's been going this whole time, and then they just canceled it a second time. So
yeah, I wonder, like they've got their Tom Clancy, like Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six. They've got like
make a new Ghost Recon. They could do that. I think that is actually a good idea. That could like pop off. People be excited for. Like a realistic Ghost Recon. All you got to do is, it would work in games of today. You know what I mean? Like, you have a squad. You're recon dudes, and you're going out into the wild, and you never know what players you're going to interact when you're out there.
Yeah, you could do, like, as far as like the games as a service, the kind of stuff I would pay for. So Arma, you have like modders handle all this, but you can have the 1990s Russians, and you get all the guns. But modders spend all the time doing it. If Ubisoft did something like that, where they said, "Hey, this is a faction kit. Do you want to fight in Vietnam? Cool. Here's the Viet Cong. Here's the 1970s."
Well, what you could do is you could have like a big playing field, and you integrate them all. So like each squad comes from a different origin. So you could have like a United States squad. You can have like a Russian squad. You can have like a Chinese squad. And let's say you have like 10 squads, and they all go onto this one island and like fight to the death.
Yeah, they have unique weapons. That's the main thing. As long as they make it valuable.
And you can lean into the Ghost Recon stuff, where you can have like really awesome like gear to where it looks like you're a bush and you're just laying down, and like really get into the realistic nitty-gritty. Anyway, that'd be cool. That's the only idea I can really think of what Ubisoft got, because again, like, they're still apparently working on that. The sequel to Beyond Good and Evil. It's like, that hasn't officially got canceled yet. But I don't know what else. Again, another Far Cry is not going to cut it, and I can't really think of what else.
Like, if they did a Splinter Cell that was like trying to be the definitive stealth game,
that got canceled. Like, that's the thing. That I would say Splinter Cell, but we just read a story about 2 or 3 weeks ago about like that project getting canceled. So if we do get a new Splinter Cell, it's going to be years from now
hire Hideo Kojima and have him come do a Splinter Cell. That shit would sell like crazy, dude. Yeah. If they did that, or just what do you call it? Contract it out to his studio. Say, hey, we're gonna pay you $1 billion.
I don't think he would do it. Well, I guess if you gave him $1 billion, he'd do it.
Or whatever, something that would make it feasible. Yeah. Which they're getting ready to start their own thing, that Fizzant thing. So
they got 2 projects. They got that, and they have the project he's doing with what's his name, Jordan Peele. Of it's like, yeah, them 2 are working together game? On something. It's like horror-ish, weird. It's Kojima stuff, right? But it's in the vein of like not quite a game, not quite a movie. It's like playing in this like weird space. They're holding back on a lot of detail because they're trying to figure it all out. But they're making something weird together, and that's pretty exciting.
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah. And they have the Fizzing, like you were saying, of that's just straight up like apparently going to be Metal Gear.
That's the way they're advertising it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tactical espionage.
Yeah. Which I'm about.
I want. Yeah. That's what I'm ready for that.
So, anywho, dude, this Ubisoft, it's just looking worse and worse every time there's a new story on it. Moving on, CD Projekt co-founder Michael. I'm not gonna try. Let's see.
Kiciński.
Kiciński. I think you're right. Yeah. Anyway, he acquired GOG. So
yeah. I thought they were already.
That's what I thought.
I thought
he like had a lot of shares into whatever.
But
now it's just literally outright. But it's him. He owns it all now.
Okay.
So that wasn't the case till now. Anyway, Stardew Valley gets a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I've played this game like an hour or 2 here and there. Never really gave it a true shot. I kind of want to now, mainly because of something in this update. They're adding split screen, and they're also adding like game share. So like basically, you can have one person, you can have like up to 4 people co-op local on Switch. And what I'm thinking is, well, I might start it and do it with my kid and us to play like Stardew Valley together. Doing co-op with that sounds pretty cool. So now I'm like, I might actually jump on this. Anyway, so on Christmas, Concerned Ape surprise dropped the update, and it's free to anyone who owns the game on Switch. If you don't own Stardew Valley on Switch, you can purchase the Switch 2 edition for $14.99. If you do own it already, the upgrade's free. As for what to expect in the edition of the game, it features mouse controls, local split screen co-op for up to 4 players, and online multiplayer for up to 8 players. Plus, with the Switch 2 game share feature, you only need 1 copy to play 4-player co-op with friends. So, there you go. That sounds neat.
Ooh, first okay.
I guess one of y'all can go through with some.
Yeah, I'll jump into these. So 007 First Light release date delayed to May 27th.
Which wasn't far. I think it was April or something. So it was like
not a huge change. Nothing too crazy there.
People are shitting on this game.
I think it looks cool.
If you go on Reddit and look at people are shit. I haven't seen anything that would make me want to shit. It feels like there's a conservative bot effort to shit on it. Like, oh, it looks like shit. It ain't gonna run. I'm like, dude, did you play Hitman? Like Hitman with ray tracing on is one of the most gorgeous games ever.
Oh yeah.
I think that they're just gonna like.
You can tell it's the same engine.
I would expect.
You can tell it's like.
They're just like, yeah. Yeah, I was. Whenever I was reading all the negative shit, I was like, dude, it does not look that bad. Like,
the frame rate was bad when they were showing it off on like big explosions. I remember noticing that.
That's probably what it was.
But that's it. That's all it.
Yeah.
No, I think the game looks. I think the game looks good. It was March 27th, so it's a 2-month delay.
Okay.
All right, and then next up, Arc 2 is now targeting a 2028 launch. I have no interest in
that.
it. Dang, that's far away. Okay, Jesus. Might as well just not say anything. Dispatch is making the jump to Switch 2 and Switch on January 28th. That's really huge. I think that's amazing and that's awesome because that game is fantastic. And I think it's the perfect game to play on Switch. Yeah. So very cool news there. I played it on Steam Deck and it was fine, but
docking it to the TV, having people like your family join in on, dude, you should do this or that.
Yeah. No, that game was awesome, and I think Switch would be perfect for that game. So that's great news, especially on Switch too. Video game hardware and physical software sales this year had the worst November since 1995 in the U.S. Ouch. It's important to note that Piscatella explicitly cites 1995 as the year this kind of tracking began. Monthly hardware spending dropped by 27% compared to 2024, down to $695 million. Lowest video game hardware spending total for November month since $455 million reached during the November 2005 tracking period. But however, when you look at the unit sales rather than spending totals, the 1.6 million hardware units sold during November 2025 is the lowest total for November since 1995, when 1.4 million hardware units were sold. Especially surprising considering Black Friday is in November. Okay, well, listen, I mean, it is what it is. Video games are still selling a ton, so.
Yeah, they say physical software. I don't even know why.
I was going to say, how so many people buy digital.
That's going to be low just because the obvious, a lot of people buy digital now. But hardware, that's still crazy. Ever since they've been tracking it, last year was the lowest it's ever been. And we know the reason. Money.
Yeah,
although so high.
Yeah, and you have, I don't know how old, 2020, so almost 5-year-old, if not going on 6-year-old consoles are raising in price.
Anytime in the past, exactly, you would be 3 or 4 years in, how that thing's half price what it used to be?
Yeah, or refreshes that were cheap. When they came out with the PS3, it was basically a piece of cardboard for the top loader, and they were selling that thing for $199, man. And that it's just that's not gonna. I mean, it's just not happening.
It's only went up. It's higher than where it started.
Yeah,
more than once. It went through multiple higher price. So yeah, I'd say that's why. But it's interesting to get data of we got confirmed numbers of hardware being the lowest sales it's ever been in a year, which is crazy because I still want to say Switch 2 was we were seeing record-breaking numbers of fastest selling console ever, but I'm curious how that held throughout the year. Maybe it didn't, I'm assuming it sells the fastest at the start because all the enthusiasts that are into Nintendo are buying day one, and that's a lot of people compared to going from Wii U to Switch. You're going from Switch to Switch 2, so you have a huge initial buy. But outside of that, maybe it plummeted like the rest of them and hit the lowest ever recorded on hardware sales. So, crazy stuff. Meta closes Twisted Pixel, Censura Games, and Armature Studio. So, Meta shut down the studios to massive job cuts to its virtual reality division. As reported by Bloomberg, Meta has been cutting over thousands of jobs across the Reality Labs division, which oversees the company's VR hardware such as MetaQuest headsets and software. So I want to mention this because this is something I feel pretty correct on. I don't think VR is going to really... It's not to the degree AI... I think bubble's gonna pop, but we're still gonna we've been using AI since the 50s. We're gonna continue to use AI on some level. It can't just go away. But this whole using it for anything and everything, and businesses investing in it, and it being a part of our all day, every life kind of thing, all that's I feel going away. But VR, I don't know. There still isn't enough out there because even the games you could think of where VR is super awesome in, It's all stuff that's like 5 years or older, 10 years. It's like Beat Saber. How old is Beat Saber? Half-Life Alyx was great. And it's like, you can name like probably like 5 or 6 things. You spend like 30 minutes here, 2 hours here, but nobody wants to hop into that unless there's, I don't know, because there's a lot to it. It wears you thin too. You're talking 30 minutes, an hour in, and you just want the thing off. I don't know what's going to happen with VR, but in terms of how they're going to make it in a spot to where people want to use it and it becomes like the others. I just don't see that ever even happening. I think people want to sit on a couch and a controller. If they want to be more serious, sit at a desk with mouse and keyboard. But you can fit the two that way. But where does VR? It's always going to stay in this little niche. Oh, this thing's like really neat, but it's not going to overtake people's like gaming hours in the grand scheme of things. And I don't know if it ever will. And I mean, Facebook poured so much stupid money into this metaverse.
Oh my god!
And now
so
it's finally
dumb.
cutting it long ago. But this is way too long, because this is like, I want to say 15 years ago, whenever they just start dumping in like billions over the course of years, and always trying to sell people on, dude, this thing, it sucks. It looks so bad. These are like Roblox environments that I'm sitting in VR in, and this like
it's so stupid.
Meta Horizon, and it sucks. Like,
it's so lame. Have you like?
It's
I've
awful.
I've watched videos of it. It's so bad, and he spent billions of dollars on this. Billions. It's freaking horrible, and people just go in there and they're like, "Oh, we're doing a role play." I'm like.
Of my parents' divorce. Like,
you can watch. You can literally watch videos of people like in a corner. They're like, people go in there and troll like, hey, what's going on here? And they're like, you're not welcome here. We're doing a role play. You need to leave. And it's just like,
they were thinking people were gonna like business executives are gonna pop on their VR headsets and have like Microsoft Teams meetings in VR. Like, bro, that is not happening.
It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, dude. Oh my god, man.
Anyway, they're giving up. So good on them. Took them long enough. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance joins Switch Online GameCube library. That's dope. That game is like $200. So you can finally play that if you have that subscription, which honestly, it's now hitting the point where Nintendo's like online is I think a lot better offerings than what like PlayStation offer, or like Xbox offers too, because of the price. I mean, $30 a month. I'll pay like, I don't know, it's like 40 or 50 for the whole year, and you just get back catalogs of a lot of systems. I think that's really cool. Marathon launches early March, so we finally got a release date for Marathon. It's March 5th, and it's coming out PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC. It'll be $40 for the standard edition, $60 for the deluxe edition. Now, where are y'all with this?
Honestly, I don't know. I think I lost interest in it after so many start and stop and all this stuff about it. I just kind of...
Well, now that Arc Riders is a thing, Raiders, why do I say Riders? Arc Raiders is a thing where it actually proved, this could actually be a quite successful thing. And now Marathon follows that, knowing that there's at least an audience for the genre, where before they were super uncertain of that. But now that's a lot of pressure for them to be better than Arc Raiders.
That's true.
So, if people are going to jump to that instead. But this is Bungie. So this is going to be really cool, like, to just see play out. Do I buy this day one, give it a shot? I don't know. I think it does. I do like the art style. I think it's neat. I think I like that, like, sort of simplistic, almost like what we imagined games looked like when we were in the 90s. It was like You know, everything is very how do you explain these sort of like it's a texture, but it's just a solid color, but still like sharp angles? You know, I don't know, but
Yeah,
I think it's neat.
Yeah,
But I'm not like a day one buyer, but I want to see it play out, and if it does start to pop off, a ton of people are playing, a ton of people are liking it. You know, maybe then I'll hop on, kind of situation. So I'm just filling it out, but I was expecting a longer wait than this. Early March is not too far away. So they had that problem where they had to basically do a ton of rework art assets because one of the main artists stole a bunch of assets that they used for the game.
God.
So I don't know exactly how big their job was on how much they had to replace. But I know with that setback, I was expecting with that and them still also trying to finish the game, maybe it'd be longer till it's out. But March 5th, pretty close. Eddie, any thoughts?
For $40, I'm gonna wait till it comes out and then see what other players are saying about it. If it's if it's good, I'll get it for $50.
Now it's a first-person shooter compared to third-person shooter. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Especially Extraction and in first person, that seems a little more intense.
Yeah, so that's how Tarkov is. But yeah, I'll give it a shot. If it's honestly though, I've never been big into Destiny. Anything Bungie's done since really Halo, I haven't really been a fan of. Not because it's bad, it's because I just haven't been in, just not into that. But we'll see. I'm willing to give it a chance, especially if it comes out and people are enjoying it. I'll give it a shot.
I'm extremely confident that the gunplay is going to feel great because I wasn't that big into Destiny, but I played enough of it, and I'm telling you right now, that's one of the best feeling shooters. So regardless,
I played Destiny 1 a lot, and I played Destiny 2 a pretty decent amount. And yes, I totally agree. The gunplay was amazing in those games, and I even got wrapped up into the multiplayer at one point, and yeah, it was phenomenal. So that part, no problem.
So that and an extraction shooter could be pretty interesting because Arc Raiders, it's not like terrible or anything, but it's normal. I don't know. There's nothing spectacular about the gunplay or anything.
Yeah, so I think the culture helped out Arc Raiders in the beginning because people were working together, and the PvE aspect of it is they were like it's an actual threat, so you're incentivized to work together. Where Tarkov which is what started, in my opinion, really kicked off the Extraction. Yeah. It's not that. It's players you kill. Scavs or nothing. They're just like bots. They do have some hard bosses, but it's not the same as Arc Raiders. When they came out, they have like serious threats.
The robots are actually threats. Yeah. Things to where they like hop across the map.
Yeah, the leapers will jack you up. But and it's like you see somebody fighting. Apparently they've done a thing where they're doing aggression-based matchmaking. So if you're like shoot on sight, you're going to get paired with other people who are shoot on sight.
I saw that. Yeah, they're adjusting people's like basically matchmaking to where the more you shoot at others or the less you'll paired with similar players. But here's the issue with that is what exactly, I hope they're looking at the right stuff. I hope it's not like, oh, somebody shot at them, but they shot back. Does that count as them shooting?
No, it's supposed to be if you fire first. If you shoot first at somebody.
I would hope that's a part of the thing. Yeah. But in the grand scheme, it's like, should they even be doing that to begin with? I don't know.
Well, it's because all the PvP or PvE Care Bears were complaining about getting griefed, which is, to me, it's just part of the game. But apparently... it did start becoming so. This is, I think they've had it from the beginning. They just,
I think it's inevitable that it's going to eventually become a thing where people are just killing each other on sight because they finally grow big enough balls and they play the game long enough to just understand.
Yeah. and they have enough bad experiences where they're not going to trust anybody. I know, dude, if I say hey to somebody, I'm not the kind of guy that's like, oh, let's run together. No, dude, I'm getting away from you as fast as I can, and I'm looking over my shoulder the whole time until you're out of sight. But there are people who want to Care Bear and shit. Like, they want to go and, frolic and take down Ark, and I get
now,
that.
What's cool is if you go in empty-handed, right? And your mission from the get-go is like, oh, I'm gonna try to friend somebody. If they kill me, I don't lose anything, but I'm gonna try to friend someone and see how long this can take me. And you go with that mindset of like, you don't bring anything with you, and that be a goal. Or I've seen players where it's real cool. They'll be like hanging out in a specific spot every time they spawn to the game, and like blasting music and just chilling. And being like, hey, I'm just friendly. I'm not even really playing. I'm just adding social interaction to this game.
They added a bunch of instruments and stuff too. So you have like a shaker, you have a flute, you have a guitar. So if you put them all together, dude, you're like, it all syncs together. You're having like a jam session.
That would be pretty neat. James, and then like let's say like at one of the main extraction points, and just see if somebody will like mess with you or not, and have the whole band playing. You do little stuff like that. Sitting there
by the subway, waiting for people to extract, and just playing music. Yeah. But most people are gonna frag. I mean, I haven't played in a while. Like a couple weeks, but I need to. But I kind
of feel like you have an opportunity. If you did something out of the norm that was cool, I think people would still respect it.
Yeah.
But it would have to be a good enough idea. So I don't know. Yeah. But the fact that the game has an aspect to that, I think it's neat. This last thing here, PlayStation 5 Hyperpop console covers are coming out in March. These look pretty cool. I hate the gradient of like the bright to the black at the top. I don't know. Maybe do diagonal or something, but either way, I mean the vivid colors, I guess it's neat. They got like red, green, and blue. Comes out March 12th. The controllers are $85 and the console covers are $75. I don't know. There's that.
But damn, the covers are $74.99. Does that sound like a little steep or what?
Yeah. I don't care that much.
Plastic.
Yeah.
For some
it's got to do something. Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, if someone gave it to me as a gift, I'd take it, but I ain't buying that.
Yeah. Is that Sony? Is Sony doing that, or is that a third party? Okay, Sony's doing it. Okay,
that makes sense.
They're partnering with Hyperpop. They're technically making it, but Sony's like it's official
endorsing
stuff.
it. It's an official. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's get into what we're watching, what we're playing.
All right.
I guess I'll start Rudy first.
Sure. So I've been playing Metroid 4 Beyond Now. Did I talked about? Yeah, I talked.
Well, you talked right? Like last you talked on it was just like, oh, I installed it. I haven't even started it yet.
Yeah.
You were a little down on it because of like.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, so I gotta say I've definitely come around on it. I like it way more now. I think I just had to get over that hump. I'm enjoying it a lot. I think it's really fun. It just feels like another Metroid game to me. Nothing like special or out there about it. It feels just
That's my strongest opinion is it feels like 4, which sounds dumb, but if it's like 1, 2, 3, then 4, and it feels like this game released 2 or 3 years after.
That's exactly it. It feels like a familiar game, which I'm okay with because I haven't played a Metroid game in how long? 15 years or something, probably longer. But yeah, man, I'm loving it sounds silly. I'm loving scanning everything in possible sight. I'm loving all the morph ball, the missiles.
I think the visuals are great. It looks really good. I mean, it gives me Halo the whole time.
Yes. I'm doing a performance mode, so the 4K 60, and it looks good. It runs well. The
performance mode is actually 1440.
I'm sorry. I had it wrong.
So 4K 60s quality mode.
I'm having the quality mode because I want that little extra visual pop, and I still get 60. So I'm like, you know what? 60 is okay with me for this game. And yeah, man, it looks great. It runs well. The boss fights are really fun. I think they're really great. They're challenging, actually. I've died quite a few times. I was like, okay, this is actually can get challenging.
Do you have a USB-C mouse?
I might have one around here. Haven't really messed with the mouse mode.
Or just mess mouse mode with the Joy-Con. But if you mess with that, switch to 120. All I wanted to say. And that feels really good. But if you're not going to mess with the mouse mode, just leave it at 60.
I might try that out. Honestly, I totally forgot about that now that you mentioned it. I might have to try that. But yeah, man, the game is a lot of fun. The whole NPC thing is totally overblown, like you said. Really not a problem at all.
It was cringy, but it was only like, 8-10 minutes?
Very small thing. There's different NPCs. You don't even deal with them that much. The desert area really doesn't bother me that much. It's really not a big
desolate, sure. But
it's desolate, fine. But I don't spend that much time there. I drive through there. Whatever. I think the game is a lot of fun. I'm having a good time with it. It looks like it's not going to be that long of a game. I'm almost done with it. I'm getting my last teleporter key now. So yeah, I'm like 13 hours in maybe, something like that. So yeah,
I'm surprised the visuals are as good as they are because it's a Switch 1 and Switch 2 game. So this whole time I'm thinking like, well, then that means, it's not going to be like Switch 2 like wow factor, but it is. I mean, it looks like a game that would be on PS5 or Series X or whatever. Like,
I know the loading times
looks good.
I know the loading times are way worse on Switch 1. I saw a video in comparison.
I didn't see
like
that.
Samus is like freaking running forever on Switch 1 as like a loading screen. I think honestly the comparison was like 15 seconds or something compared to like 48 seconds or something wild like that. So yeah, it's way longer. So that's that on Metroid. Having a good time with that, so I'll finish that up probably in the next few days. And then I took a trip with my buddy. Actually, this is not what I'm watching or I'm playing, but kind of, I guess. I went with my buddy to see the the Nier orchestra and like the singers. Yeah. We went and saw that. Dude, oh man, what a cool experience that was. Super nerdy, but man, in the best way. I'll just mention that real quick. That was in the city at the Carnegie Hall. That was so cool. They played all the best music from Nier. And these two women who always sing with Nier, like they got specifically hired to do like the record music for Nier. They do like all that fake language that Nier made up or whatever.
Oh, nice.
They like know the language so well at this point. And they like sing all the songs for it. So they came out and did a few songs.
What about my favorite part of music Nier games is actually I don't remember if it goes in both, but I know for sure in Replicant it plays. Yeah. Whenever you're in the open field, let's say the second time, and the song that plays there as like the main world theme kind of song.
Yeah, so they did the main theme in the open world for both. Like the cool thing was they did Replicant and they did Automata. Cool. They did both, which was so awesome. So yes, they definitely did both. They did like the City of Ruins one, and then I forgot what the other one's called from Replicant. But yes,
because they would have some background vocals.
Yeah, and you get closer, and the vocals will start coming in more. Remember that?
Yeah.
Dude, it was such a cool experience, man. I loved it. And the coolest thing was at the end of the concert, freaking Yoko Taro came out. I was like, oh shoot, this is so cool. He came out with his freaking helmet on.
Really cool.
So I took a video of it. I was like, this is awesome. No, we had a really cool experience, right? So that was really cool.
Eddie, you haven't played the Nier games, right?
Oh, dude,
I think the first one on
we
PS3.
Gotta get you in. No, that's different. Very, very well. I mean, it's cool you did that because it's going to give you great perspective when you actually play into these games.
It had like bullet hell type stuff going on. In that one, right?
It had some of that, I think, in the first one. But if you play the remake of it, they really made it way better.
So Nier Automata came out, and then they did a Nier Replicant, which is a remake of the original Nier, but with the Nier Automata like combat engine and feel of the overall game and all that. So there's a lot of differences from the
They also switched it from you playing as the dad and you trying to save your sister, your daughter, versus you play as the brother now, trying to save your sister rather. But yeah, man, that was a really, really awesome experience. But anyway, the only reason I brought that up also is because on the train down, my buddy is a big Hades fan, right? Like he's been, he put like 100 hours to Hades, and he put like another 100 hours to Hades 2, and he's been trying to get me to play it forever. So we were on the train, and I was like, you know what? Let me see. And I saw Hades 1 was on sale for like $8 or something. I was like, all right, let me just buy this and fire it up. So this is like the first time I've ever actually given Hades a try. So sure enough, I played it for like, I played it for like, 10, 15 minutes. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And I'm like totally lost. I'm like, what does this symbol mean? What does this door do? I'm like learning it on the train ride. And I got I think I got to the first boss and I died. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Eddie, you play Hades?
I played some of it, yeah.
So I got to the final boss, like the final boss, but I kept dying and having to start all the way back over, get to him, die, and I have yet to beat him. And after like 15 attempts of that, because it takes so long,
it takes a while,
that I've given up. But I'm like this close to completing the first Hades.
So I tried, like the train ride was like 2 hours long, so I tried a few more times. I'm starting to get the hang of it now, starting to learn a little more about the game. I think I tried 3 times, and the third time I got like to like the third biome. I was like pretty close to the end, or then I died. And I was like, okay, this is like, I was like starting to get it's hooks in me. On the train ride back, I got like even further. So anyway, whatever. Ever since that day, I just cannot get enough of this game. I've been playing. I think I've put like 20 hours into it since then. Cool. And I have successfully beaten it now. Like I've gotten all the way through the whole thing.
Did. Okay.
Yeah, and I oh my god, so much fun. So now I've been like finding like different abilities and what works well for me and this and that and everything. And now I'm like really getting into it. And I went and I was like, oh, how much does Hades 2 cost? And it was on sale, and I just bought it just to have it there ready to go for when I'm done with this game entirely. Because I see this is the first roguelike game that I've played where I'm like, I finish it, and then immediately I jump in again right away. And I'm almost like, okay, I do have Metroid Prime to beat. So this is like sort of like my side game, Like I'll do a run, and then I'll go play Metroid. And then I'll do a run, and then I'll go play Metroid. So I've been back and forth. But man, it's so much fun. I'm having a blast. So yeah, really, really enjoying this game. I think it's awesome. And it was like my blind spot because I love Supergiant games. Like I'm a huge fan of. I love Bastion. Pyre is like my favorite game by them. Only one I haven't played is Transistor. That's the one I need to play still. So I'm all the way in on Hades now, and then I'll play Hades 2 eventually. And the last thing is I watched this movie Begonia. I've been on like a spree just watching a ton of movies lately.
Oh, I wanted to see this one,
dude. This movie. So
what is this? I never heard of this.
I'll tell you about it right now. So there's this director. It's like this Greek dude. His name is Yorgos Lanthimos, right? He makes the weirdest freaking movies, okay? He made, there's this movie called Poor Things he made with Emma Stone. He made this movie called The Lobster. Oh, sorry. He made this movie called Poor Things. The concept, let me just tell you the concept of this, and you see how weird this is, right? So Willem Dafoe's in it. He's like this mad scientist. At the beginning of the movie, Emma Stone... she's like depressed or whatever, and she commits suicide, right? And he finds her body in like the river, and he like resurrects her, right?
Kept seeing that little part with her shaven head part.
Oh, that's Begonia. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a second. But I'm just trying to give you an idea for like get a feel for his movies. This is how all his movies are, right? So she commits suicide. He like finds her body in the river. He brings her back. He like finds a way to like take her brain out of her body, and he puts it into. Oh, sorry. He takes her. She was pregnant when she committed suicide. Excuse me, I forgot that part. He takes her baby's brain out of her body, and puts it into.
Weird.
He like resurrects her actual physical body, but the baby's brain into that body. So now the baby is living as her adult body. And then it goes from there, and you like follow her journey.
What's the name of that movie?
That movie's called Poor Things. That is a wild ass movie.
I'm gonna have to watch it, dude.
Dude, watch that movie. It is so weird and crazy
And he makes like that. That's the kind of movies he makes. The other movie I saw from him, his first movie he ever made was called Dogtooth, and it was like this guy, him and his wife. He has this 3 adult children, but he doesn't let them off the like family complex at all. Like they don't know anything. He teaches them words that don't mean what they actually mean. He teaches them like airplanes in the sky. They look small, and then they'll toss little airplanes in the backyard. Be like, "Oh, an airplane fell. Go get it!" Like. He has them all messed up. Like they think the real world is not the real world. Like all his movies are like that, right? So Begonia, the one I watched, it's Emma Stone is like a CEO of a company. She's really like rich and powerful. And Jesse Plemons, which is I don't know if you guys when you looked up Begonia, did you see the blonde haired dude in the cover? You've definitely seen him before. Yeah, he's from like Breaking Bad. He's been
he's the ginger
awesome.
in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. He's awesome, right? Anyway, so him and his brother, they have this goal. They're like conspiracy theorists. They want to kidnap her because they think that she's an alien from another planet. She's an Andromedan or something, right? And they think that they need to kidnap her to save the Earth or whatever. And it goes from there. So I don't want to say much more, but it's like nominated for an Oscar. It's a freaking crazy movie, dude. I think it's on. I think I watched it on Peacock or something.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. Is I'm not watching it on Peacock.
Yeah, but anyway. The movies he makes are freaking wild. He made another movie called The Lobster.
What's his name again?
Yorgos Lanthimos or something like that.
Yeah, Yorgos Lanthimos.
Dude, he made another movie called The Lobster, where all adult human beings go to this hotel, and you have to find your soulmate within 45 days, or you turn into an animal of your choosing. That's the kind of weird movies this guy makes. That's with Colin Farrell. It's the weirdest movies, man.
Colin Farrell.
I just love this guy's movies, though.
Dude, I'd watch it. That's funny.
Yeah, some good ones. But watch Poor Things, man. That one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that one a shot.
Him and Emma Stone are like, sometimes the director picks like an actor and they just make every movie together.
Yeah.
That's like Quentin Tarantino and freaking like Samuel L. Jackson or something. That's like him.
Yeah, he definitely has his players that he always goes.
Yeah. So yeah, man. But I think I'm going to play Hades too after Hades. I'm just curious to see how they made it better. But apparently everyone loves it. So I guess I'll find out when I get there.
I played... how did I... Was it a demo? Maybe it's on the Steam account. I played some of it somehow, but it was in early access still at that time.
Okay.
Because there was a long period of time where it was in early access. And I played like a bit of it, and I was like, oh yeah, this does like look a lot better, play a lot better, but there just wasn't much content at that time.
Gotcha.
So I just forgot how I got my hands on it. Either way, it's definitely an upgrade, which is surprising because the first is already great. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, very cool.
All right. Eddie.
I've been video games wise, I've been playing some shit that nobody cares about. From I think 2000 Icewind Dale. It's an Infinity
played
game.
and beat Icewind Dale. It's one of my favorite like top-down CRPGs.
Yeah. So I've been playing that. Like I got a busted. I picked up a save that I had from a long time ago, and it's not optimized at all. So I'm having to do all kinds of crazy shit to beat the bosses. Like,
are you playing like the OG like?
The enhanced edition.
Application or okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, and then after this, I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna go to 2 as well. Which doesn't have an enhanced edition, but they do have a mod that does basically the same thing. Because
I would assume so.
Icewind Dale 2, the source code has been lost forever. They don't know.
Now I want to look it up and see if I played 1 or 2 because I don't remember which one I played.
They look the same. Not all exactly the same. Well, yeah, they do look the same. But Icewind Dale 1 uses AD&D 2.5, and then Icewind Dale 2
I played 2. This covers. That's the one I played for sure.
Yeah. So that's the one I'm gonna play next. Is 2 and that was Josh Sawyer that was the game director on that one. The dude that did From Obsidian and Black Isle. Pentiment.
This is his last one.
He's one of my favorite. Out of Obsidian, he's like one of the last people who makes Obsidian. If he wasn't there, Obsidian would really not be Obsidian. But yeah, and then so I've been playing that, and I've been getting pushed outside of my comfort zone just because the build, my team is it's not. I don't have a true tank. I don't have a true spellcaster. I got a paladin and a bard, so I've been like they've been sharing casting duties. But I'm just having to do a bunch of weird stuff like to game the system, like casting a bunch of haste and drinking a bunch of haste spells. So my dudes are just like hitting 20 times a turn, stuff like that. But other than that, the only show I've been watching is the only thing worthy of talking about is the new Game of Thrones prequel that came out. Now, this is prequel isn't even the right word for it. It's a standalone. It's basically a novella. I think it's 3 novellas that or maybe it was 3 short stories that was turned into one novella. But I've read the books. They had a really good graphic novel that came out of them. That's awesome too, if you like comic books. And the story is rock solid, and it's not like it's not super high drama, high stakes. It's more of like a buddy film almost. So just a rough synopsis of it. It's I won't spoil any of the characters, but there's a guy, Dunc the Tall. He's what's called a hedge knight, so he doesn't have any house affiliation. He's just a guy that, they call him hedge knights because they sleep in the freaking woods, and they're like kind of like mercenaries to a degree.
Okay.
And then Egg, his squire, which is Egg, I'll say this: he's a really important character in the world, but you don't know what extent it is. He's just like a guy. He's just a little kid that he meets at an inn in the beginning, and he's like, wearing his armor and shit. But the show does a really good job of capturing the humor. If it's the only thing I can gripe about is it's short. It's like a 45-minute opening episode, which. If it's the opening episode, dude, that bitch should be like at least they could have done an hour and 30 minutes, and that would have been they would have had plenty of content. But if you like, even if you don't like, or say like you haven't kept up with Game of Thrones, this one is one that's worth watching just because it's standalone. You don't have to know anything about the main story. You don't have to know anything about the House of Dragons. You don't have to know anything about anything. It's
Rudy's all about Game of Thrones. I actually have never watched it.
Oh, right? Dude. So yeah, I'm not gonna shit on the show 100%. It just towards the end, it really got away from the source material. But this is something where George R. R. Martin. So, with Game of Thrones, he hadn't finished the books, and with apparently with the House of Dragons, he's pissed off at the direction they're taking on that. But this is a completed story. He's written every word. It's finished. Okay. He's talked about expanding it because they only cover one part of these people's lives, and these people go on to be legendary, in the world, but you're only seeing the very beginning. They're like literally like eating scraps and shit, like
Mm-hmm.
But they do a real good job of nailing the humor. I think that this is probably it's probably going to end up being my favorite of the shows that they do, just because it's hard. I've read the story so much, it's hard to fuck it up, dude. It's like it's like on a silver platter. Like, just do it one for one. It's impossible to fuck this up. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the all I've really been paying attention to here recently.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I would definitely give the first one a shot just to see. I think they come out on Sundays. This one, dude, and they held it all the way till like 9. So they on the other show, say like on Sunday, if you stayed up Saturday night to midnight, that show would drop. You could watch it at 1 a.m. on Sunday. But this one
usually not.
Yeah, this one is now they have it to where you have to wait till
9. Yeah.
Yeah, wait till 9, and then you have to and then watch it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're pretty serious with that stuff with HBO.
Yeah. Which there was I think it was season 6 or season 7, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They had like almost a whole season leak before.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I watched it, dude.
I remember that. I watched it too, and then I rewatched it in like the normal quality when it came out. I remember that episode where the dragon came and burned all of them. I remember that.
Yeah, and people were like, "Don't watch this. This is dumb." I'm like, dude.
Yeah. I was like, "No way! I can't. I'm not gonna watch this. I'm definitely watching this.
I'm binging the shit out of this right now." Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, well, what I've been playing is, one, I can't remember if I talked on Prognata, but I just want to say I played the demo and loved it. And so I just want to reiterate that if y'all haven't played the demo, go play it. It feels so unlike any other game, and I loved it. Capcom is doing such good things. Resident Evil's just around the corner, too. And then I beat Parasite Eve, and I beat Mega Man Legends 2 over these last weeks. And Parasite Eve, I've never played. Mega Man Legends, the first Mega Man Legends, is like one of my favorite Mega Man games.
I love
it's
that
very
game.
like side series game, but I just absolutely loved it. I've played through it like, I don't know, 5-6 times. I've played Mega Man 64, like the N64 port of it too. And I'm a huge fan, but I've never played the second one. I played like 30 minutes here and there, and I've always just kind of like fallen off. And I'm like, I don't know. But I just played through and beat it. It was amazing. I loved it. It actually, I do think it's a lot better than the first game. And my big worry was like, oh god, it's going to leave on some like big cliffhanger, because they were doing Mega Man Legends 3 and it was 3DS, and then they canceled that project, and it was actually like pretty close to being done. And that's when dude was falling out with Capcom and then left and all that. But this ending, it's like a slight like, oh, that's kind of neat. I'm interested in what they could do with this little part they leave, but they finalize it otherwise. Like in terms of the main plot, it comes to an end. It's a good closure, and then just leaves like a small little window of like, oh, I wonder what could happen here, but it's pretty minor. So I love the way that it wasn't just like left on a huge cliffhanger on something you're never going to see the ending of. So I'm really happy about that. But the game was really neat. It's definitely like, well, there's just more to it in every way. Like, plays better, looks a little better. There's a lot more areas to go to. The dungeons are way cooler. Very, very different like environments in the major dungeons, which are really neat. So I loved it. And then Parasite Eve, honestly, this is one of the better PS1 games I've just played, period. I've also only ever played the beginning like a handful of times. Thought it always looked neat, but never actually given the time. And so I what happened is I found a PS1, like PSONE, for like $60. And I was like, and I just snagged it immediately. And then what you can do is, I have this little, it's called a Breaker Pro CD, but you can like pop it in the PlayStation and it loads software like a game. And then from there you can pop in the import game or the burn game and then play from that. But I'm like burning a bunch of CDs and like playing games that way. But I'm also trying to, because this is the danger part of like PS1, this is my favorite system, and trying to start that collection is going to be a whole thing. But I have a start of some PS1 games, but my one that for sure, like Star Ocean Second Story, is like one of my all-time favorite like PS1 JRPGs. So I like scored that.
You need to get all the Jet Motos.
I have Jet Moto 2.
Get all the Jet Moto.
So I have.
Oh yeah, Jet Moto 1's my favorite, but Jet Moto
2's my favorite.
They're done by different developers. But yeah,
really,
they're really good.
Ridge Racer.
Yeah.
NFL
Ridge
Blitz.
Racer, dude. That back then, my parents, they wouldn't. I got the N64, and that's all I got. But I went to my Aunt Donna's, and she went to Blockbuster and rented me the Sony PlayStation for that weekend. And I got Ridge Racer and Area 51. Oh, and Alien.
Okay.
Which Alien freaked me out, dude. Whenever I was little, man, I was just like, I was probably like 10. I don't know, 10 or 11 when that was. But yeah.
Twisted Metal 2. Final Fantasy 9. Gran Turismo 2. And then one that
Gran Turismo 2.
I love this game, but I don't know what others would think. But it's ESPN Extreme Games. No, it's the first one.
Yeah, I played 2 Extreme.
I think 2 and 3 are kind of weak, and I think the first one's the only good one. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll tell you another good game is Thrasher. Did you ever play that? The skating game?
No, but I know what it is. But because I think it was Big Brother doing that.
Yeah, it's different. It's not as intuitive as Tony Hawk, but it's got a great soundtrack. When you talk about music and soundtracks, that one's got it's got white lines. It's an awesome game, but it's closer to Skate as far as the realism.
Okay.
You're not going to be doing combo. It's definitely worth grabbing just to play. Another one that I've always wanted for Sony, dude, PlayStation. They've got so many good ones, but
that's the thing is I didn't want to start this because I know myself and it's my favorite thing, and that's why I was going into everything else first. But here I am.
So much. There's so much.
There's so much that I would want.
Yeah, all the
I don't know,
Crash
Spider-Man, Crash, Crash Team Racing. I've been playing that actually. I'm in the second world of that. So good.
Yeah. But they're the integrated VR missions they came out with Metal Gear Solid, the double case or whatever, and then in America they came out with another one. I believe it's in America where it's got the ninja on the front. It's in green. And it's just
and it has the VR missions on the second disc.
Yeah, that was one I always wanted because I love the VR missions in the main game. They have that in there, but this is
that's only a handful. This is a whole full-on game of a ton of missions. I've never played that either. So
it makes me think of cheap Winn-Dixie donuts and sugar cookies and Czech soda. We used to fucking sit there and play and drink. It's weird the shit that your brain ties to certain games.
I always think of the Pizza Hut demo disc for PS1.
I had a demo disc back in the day. We were so young. It had Fighting Force on it. It had an NHL hockey. I think Blasto or something. You guys remember that game Blasto? You ever played that?
The one where it turns and you get blown up and shit you're in a...
Oh, dude, yes. Oh,
what is that? What is that?
I know that game. No, hold on. Before we go, I got to find that. I know exactly what game Eddie's talking about. It's Blast Chamber or something.
Yeah, I think it is Blast Chamber.
Okay, Blasto's different, but I know what Blasto is. Blasto is a 3D platformer. Blasto, you're a superhero.
We had that full game. Dude. Blasto, but hold on. We're talking about 2 different games here. Blast Chamber was on the demo disc, right?
Yep.
1996 action puzzle game. It would turn. He's right. It would turn. You try to solve some puzzle or some shit like that.
I never knew what the point was. I just remember watching your guy fly across.
I'm gonna get this. Let me get this,
dude. I think Jumping Flash was on there too. Look up Jumping Flash.
I know Jumping
PlayStation
Flash.
Underground.
Jumping Flash.
There's a second Jumping Flash that I never played. I'm
gonna say PlayStation 1 demo disc with Fighting Force, Blast Chamber.
No, I found Blast Chamber. I see it. I'm literally downloading it right now so I can
PlayStation Interactive CD Sampler Volume 3, 1996. Let me see if this pops up. Holy crap.
But I want to get the actual game.
Yeah, mine had Game Day or Game Breaker 98, Blast Chamber.
Man,
I think it had one of the Twisted Metal games on there, but it was just, dude, I wish they did.
Oh, was that NHL?
Yeah, I think it did have NHL.
There's NHL, the actual, 2001 or 98 or whatever. But there's also, NHL hits. where it's like Blitz kind of thing.
Yeah, dude,
this has the screen where you could pick.
Studios.
This has the screen where you could pick on Jet Moto. Damn, this brings you back to the old days. But yeah, Blasto was another game we used to play. Man, that game was a pain. That game was hard.
Yeah, I wish they would start coming out with like it'd be awesome if the Switch had where you like they would do like probably because of the memory cost, but where you could like download the same kind of thing where it's like 9 games and you could try them all out for a little bit, that would be so badass. Because that was seriously when I was young, we only had like 5 games for my stepbrothers. They only had like 5 games, and we had no memory card. So the demos were like legit like big things, dude. When we got a new,
that's how I played Tony Hawk for the first time. Was the demo disc, and you just play the warehouse, and I played that
over and over and over and over. Yeah.
The only song that played is that Superman, the Goldfinger Superman song.
It's crazy to think, like, as kids, we would have, like, full games, but, like I said, a limited number, but we would choose to play the demo disc. Like, we would get more like, oh, you want to play the demo disc? Like, yeah. Like, we would just, Damn.
All right, so I got Blast Chamber, and when I was looking, I saw something. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know this existed. Hold on. Let me down here. Where'd that go? Because I was Blaster Master. So that was NES game.
Yeah,
and they did Blaster Master Zero recently.
Yeah,
so like
I heard that's good.
There was a PS1 game of Blaster Master. I'm getting this. I'm very interested in what this is. Anyway. But yes, now I'm going down that whole rabbit hole, and I'll probably be here to the end of time. No, I am playing. So that's like my PS1 stuff is Parasite Eve. Oh, Parasite Eve, by the way, 10 out of 10, dude. Like, I love Mega Man Legends 2. Very, very like good vibes and all that. But I would never give that game a 10. Not even close. It's pretty rough, 7 or 8, whatever. But Parasite Eve was phenomenal, like beginning to end. Loved it. So good of a game. And I know 2 isn't like a sequel or anything like that, and the gameplay's pretty different. But I still hear it's good. I want to play that as well. There's a third one on PSP. I heard that's utter crap. And I might just play it just out of pure curiosity. But absolutely loved the first Parasite Eve. One of the cooler like game experiences I had in a while. And then that's pretty much it. With the PS1 stuff, another cool thing I mess around with. So Gran Turismo 2, people been updating that game for the last 30 years, it seems like. And there's a ton of like new content and new modes and new cars and yada, yada, yada. And they just like discovered like, recovered lost content or just made a whole bunch of new content for the game. It's called like Gran Turismo 2 A-Spec, and there's like 3 or 4 other like versions of it too, of like Redux and stuff like that. But people mod the hell out of this game, and so I've been messing around with that as well. It's been really cool because I actually really think Gran Turismo 2 still like holds up really well. I'd say like 2, 3, and 4. 4 is probably the best outside of, I don't know, I think 7 is really good. Like, it'd be like 4 or 7 as like the best in the series. And I'm really into so Gran Turismo 7 has like the PSVR 2, and that's the only time I ever use my PSVR is when I'm playing like Gran Turismo 7 in VR, and it's great. But that's about it. We'll get New Game Watch, and we'll get out of here unless there's anything else you wanted to mention.
Real quick, I just want to say that demo disc had a Crystal Method song on it called Busy Child. It's like the one that's like, I guess I didn't know. If you haven't heard it, this is like, I have not heard that song in so long, but you should make that the outro for this episode.
I'll play a little snippet, yeah.
Rudy, you're muted. I can see you.
Oh, shoot, sorry. Oh, my God, the moment you said that it rang a bell in my head. Like, it brought me back to being...
Oh, this is the people that did Matrix music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, man. Yeah,
No,
that takes me
dude,
back.
oh
yeah.
my god, that is so funny. Yo, it's bringing all the memories back.
This is the music from the demo disc. That's awesome. I did not know this. I did this with the Saturn, by the way. I didn't mention this on the show. You can the Sorrow is like cart you buy, and then like it goes in the Saturn, and then you pop an SD card, and then you can play like games that way.
Oh, I'll play the demo disc right now. I hear it. I feel it right now. I'm in there.
Yep. So Saturn has like demo disc as well with some background music. Well, I took one of the background musics from one of the Saturn demo disc and put it as the background to the menu of the Sorrow. So like whenever I'm selecting my games of what I want, I got a Saturn demo disc music playing in the background, and it's so just Sega like background music. It's hilarious. It's almost, it feels very like Wave Race 64 Dolphin vibes or something. But this is like PS1 doesn't have a way of messing with it to that level. But if they did, I would totally just have this be like my PS1 background music. But that's hilarious. I remember this for sure. Anyway, New Game Watch, Arknights, Enfield, PS5, PC, iOS, Android, January 22nd. Dynasty Warriors Origins, Switch 2, January 22nd. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, hitting Xbox and Switch 2, January 22nd. So today of recording, it is January 22nd. This episode will be out the 23rd. So anyway, this Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate hitting Switch 2. There's a lot of... The game runs at 30. I don't want to play the game running at 30. But everything else seems like it looks great. Like, if you were to put this game on the Steam Deck, you're going to get way worse performance and way worse visuals. Like, the Switch 2 is really showing its stuff here with this port. But it could be just because they're actually making a version of the game for a specific thing instead of it being like, oh, in Steam Deck's case, it's just you're playing, the Steam game and you just happen to be loading up on a Steam Deck. It's not like they took a ton of work into making it like a specific Steam Deck version. So I get the difference between the two. But it does... I know this is an older game and I know it's 30 FPS, but once you see it in action, because you can play a demo of it, and it's pretty incredible stuff. And it definitely shows where the Steam Deck would be lacking. But I don't know what they're going to do about Rebirth, though, because even if you still just have it at 30, I just don't get how they can't just give us like a 40 FPS option. Lower the graphics slightly, give it 40, and I'd be happy. I'd buy it immediately. But I've mentioned on the show many, many times the big difference between 30 and 40. Another thing, so Madden picked up. So Madden runs 40 FPS on Switch 2. And because I kept looking at videos and I'm like, well, that doesn't look 30, but people keep saying it's 30. And I look more into it, realize, oh, it's running 40. That's why it looks a lot better. So it's like, I know that's not looking 30. 40 makes a huge difference, and it's cool to see people use, like EA of all things, with Madden making it 40. It's a big difference. And that's all I just need Square Enix to just realize that. Just be like, dude, just make it 40. It's game changer. Anyway, hopefully we get an update of that or something, some sort of performance mode, because I'm not doing 30. I don't care. But I'm just itching because, like, I love Final Fantasy VII, of course, and I would just love to have, like, a nice version on Switch, too. Herman and Pig, PC, January 22nd. Perfect Tide, Station to Station, Switch PC, January 22nd. Escape from Ever After, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch PC, January 23rd. High Guard, everyone's going to be playing this. Let's go. Dude, this game. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a lot of people trying it day one. That is going to be the case. And I'll try it out, but I couldn't begin to actually be hyped about this. Anyway, right around the corner. So I guess we'll have thoughts on the next episode because I'm going to try it out. Speedball, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, January 27th. Core Keeper, Switch 2, January 28th. Dispatch, Switch 2, Switch, January 28th. The 7 Deadly Sins Origin, PS5, PC, iOS, Android, January 28th. Card? I don't know. PS5, PC, January 29th. Don't Stop, Girly Pop, PC, January 29th. Grid Legends. It's actually a good game. And getting a Switch 2 port, that's cool. January 29th. I Hate This Place. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, PC, January 29th. Our Burial Dolls Remastered. What the hell is that? PS5, PS4, PC, January 29th. The Perfect Pencil. Switch, PC, January 29th. Code Vein 2. I didn't know this was happening. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, January 30th. Front Mission 3 Remake. Now, this is supposed to be the best Front Mission game. These were PS1 games. I've never played any of them. I was going to play Front Mission 1, 2, or 3, and I was trying to see like which one was the best. I think there's more even after that. People are saying 3 is the best, and I was going to play it on PS1. This remake coming out, and I'm like, I wonder where I should go, because this is one of those like holes in my JRPG repertoire that's supposed to be really, really good.
Yeah, Front Mission is supposed. I mean, I played. I think the PS1, one of the PS1 versions.
3 was PS1 still, and I was thinking about playing that one, but now that this remake is like, do I play the OG? Do I play the remake? I kind of want to just play the OG since I'm in that pocket. I don't know, but either way, this is the one apparently that's supposed to be incredible. You ever play any of them though, Eddie? You're on mute, or I don't hear you. Why don't I hear you?
Okay,
Rudy, talk?
here we go.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, I played one on the PS1.
Okay.
I forget which one it was, but yeah, the soundtracks are really good. The music on them are really good.
So they're Square Enix, right? Or Square? Like,
let's see. Hold on.
like, is there a lot of story? How does it? Like, I know it's a tactics.
Yeah, there
game,
is some story. Yeah, it is Square. It was done by Square.
Okay.
And then the later ones, yeah, Square Enix, Squeenix.
Yeah. Whenever they went to that. Because I'm just sitting there thinking, like, you know, because if it's up there with, like, I don't know, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and all this of, like, really good JRPGs of, like, tactics based, I'd be about it. I need to play it. Anyway, there's that. It's hitting all platforms. Previous, like, even Xbox One, stuff like that. Our Burial Dolls Remastered, hitting Switch January 30th. The 9th, Charnel, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, January 30th. Star Sand Island, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, PC, February 1st. And that will do it. Right. Any final comments?
Nope. I think we're good to go.
Okay. Well, till next time. I'll see you.
All right, boys. See you later.
Y'all are going.